Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. Now they got a nice pop on Friday coming from the news of a potential 4-to-1 stock split, and we're going to break down why they're doing it and its potential implications on earnings. After that, we're going to take a look at the chart, breaking down patterns, key indicators, and key levels so we know what to expect moving forward. Without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so before we get started, if everybody could do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out tremendously. And like I said in previous videos, if we can get to 100 subscribers by the end of the week, then I'll be doing a full day stream on Monday where I'll answer questions, break down charts, and I'll show you guys my process for day trading as we find the next 20 to 30% runner. Without any further ado, let's get right into the analysis. All right, so here we have it. The news that caused NVIDIA to get this nice pop on Friday. You can see that they announced a 4-to-1 stock split just days before its first quarter earnings results. All of this is still pending approval by shareholders at their company meeting on June 3rd. However, I fully expect it to go through as this is a pretty bullish move to make. And the company itself noted that the stock split will make its shares more accessible to investors and employees, which is one of the main reasons that companies decide to do a stock split. Okay, you take a look at a stock like NVIDIA, and it has just had steady growth over the past few years, and it's reaching levels where some investors want to be involved with a company like it, but the price is just getting too high to where they can't really purchase that many shares, or maybe, just a few, and they're turned away. They want to find something cheaper. And by doing this stock split, they're not diluting the value of the stock. They are simply just going to end up lowering the price. And all of a sudden, they could get a whole new investor pool as a result. And what makes this move especially attractive for bulls is the timing of this. Okay. They are doing this just before earnings, and this is a heavily anticipated earnings. Okay. There is a lot of hype here. Specifically, we're seeing that analysts are expecting the company to earn 327 a share on sales of 5.39 billion. Okay, so that would represent year-over-year growth of 82% in earnings and 75% in sales, which is just insane for a company of that magnitude. However, there is actually speculation that NVIDIA could blow these projections out of the water. Okay. At its April 12th investor day, NVIDIA said that its first quarter revenue was tracking above the 5.3 billion outlook. And now this announcement of the stock split is just adding fuel to the fire. Okay. They maybe think that this $600 range that NVIDIA is currently trading at is fine. However, after these earnings come out, investors are going to see the stock price climb to 700 or 800 or 900 or even 1,000. And at that point, okay, the stock is going to become too far out of reach. And so now they want to do the stock split so that they can lower the price without diluting the shares. And as a result, the stock price is going to become a lot more attractive and bring in many more investors. And taking a look at the chart just kind of confirms how well things are going for NVIDIA. Well, you can see the company reached all-time highs in the month of April. There was a little downtrend, over the past month, but now with the speculation of earnings and also, this report that came out of the stock split, you can see we broke right out of that downtrend. And now, the pattern we want it to follow is just setting higher lows and higher highs. Eventually, if we can break and get above this 52-week high or all-time high for NVIDIA that we saw in April, which is at $648, well, then who knows how high this stock could go. But this is a pretty bullish breakout above the, downward trend. And now all we want it to do is just continue to set those higher lows. That's why I actually kind of have these white lines on the chart for you guys to add on as well. You can see that, this $649 mark, that's the mark we want it to break above, because once it does, we are in all-time high territory and it can start to fly. And conversely, if we want it to continue to set higher lows, we want it to stay above this $550 marker. Okay, that was the lows we saw in early May. And we don't want to go back to these levels because then we could break back into downtrend. So those white lines are very key levels. You can see a little bit longer term, we are also establishing an uptrend. If we go all the way back to March, you can see that we have a lower low here compared to this lower low, and a higher high here compared to this higher high. So we want that pattern to continue as well. Okay. So we really want to see that break above $649 in the coming weeks, and we want to stay above this $550 range. That's the patterns that we need to take a look at. But now let's take a look at the indicators. We're going to see some pretty bullish indicators here. Starting with the VWAP, okay, that's this yellow line right here. And you can see that NVIDIA closed right at the VWAP on Friday. That personally is neither bullish nor bearish. We'll see on Monday whether the bulls or bears are in control of the trading session. However, taking a look at other indicators, you can see first and foremost with the moving averages that we are sitting in pretty bullish territory after breaking from this downtrend. This purple line right here that sits at $578, that is the 21-day EMA. That's a good term. That's a good moving average to use for short to intermediate term analysis. And as you can see, we have broken above, we have gained some ground on it. And so we're sitting in pretty bullish territory there. And then I also have the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average here sitting at $569 and $538 respectively. We are well above that. That means that we are sitting in bullish territory in the intermediate to long term. So things are looking pretty bullish here on the indicators and the moving averages. Taking a look at the OBV specifically is just going to confirm this. You can see that the OBV is once again trending towards all-time highs. That shows you volume buying, institutional buying, and it looks like the big money is pretty excited about this earnings report, this stock split, and what the future holds for NVIDIA. But now the last thing we got to do is we got to break down the key support and resistance levels. Okay, so starting on the support side, we're going to see support at $589 and then $575 based off of the historical data. So that's the red lines right here. But we're also going to see resist or support rather at these moving averages. So at the 21-day EMA, we might see a little at 578. We might see a little at 569 with the 50-day moving average. And also we have this big key level in the white line that I noted earlier, $550. I believe that if investors want to keep an uptrend, they are going to push very hard to make sure that this stock stays above this level. And now on the bullish side, taking a look at resistance levels, we can see that based on historical data, we got resistance at 610 and 627. And then once again, we're going to have resistance at the all-time high levels of 649. It's going to take some serious buying pressure in order to break through. And if it does, there is no telling of where this stock can go. So keep your eyes out on that level. And once again, once it comes to support and resistance levels, you want to be trying to, if you're trying to go long on the stock, you want to be buying as close to these support levels as possible. By doing so, you minimize your risk and maximize your upside. You know that if a support level breaks, you can just exit a position for minimal loss. But if it holds and you bought right at the support level, well, now all of a sudden you have maximized upside. Conversely, with resistance levels, this is where you want to scale out a little bit, even if you are bullish on a stock. By doing so, you protect profits, knowing that if it does break a resistance level, good, it's going to keep going higher. But if it doesn't, well, at least you got some profits at the top. So always keep those levels in mind purely for the reason that it's going to maximize your gains. And that's pretty much all I got here on the charts for this stock. So let me know whether you agree with my analysis, whether you disagree. Are you bullish on this upcoming week with earnings, or do you think we have some more drawback ahead? Aside from that, if you have any questions, let me know. Leave a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and have a great rest of your weekend.